My name is Ryan Higa. I've never believed that these ghost shows were real because they all seem so overly dramatic. Oh my god, I just got chills. The AC vent is right there. It is crazy how cold it is right here. And extremely easy to fake. How is that? But then one night I had an experience of my own that completely changed my views on ghosts.
Dude, ghosts are real.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
What? That wasn't the experience I was referring to because I don't have footage of it. However, I can assure you that despite all the jokes and obvious ghost show parody, everything you're about to see and hear is 100% authentic, even if we end up capturing nothing at all. This is Ryan Tries Ghost Hunting. So right now we are headed about 40 miles outside of Las Vegas, Nevada to the town of Good Springs to investigate the historic and famously haunted building known as the Pioneer Saloon. It's been featured in multiple movies and TV shows, including Ghost Adventures, which we're definitely not copying. We're planning to stay throughout the entire night to capture as much as we can. Hopefully we actually get something. We have our normal filming equipment, normal audio recording devices, but in addition to that, we picked up some night vision cameras and some actual ghost hunting equipment, including like those EVP recorders and ghost box, a bunch of random stuff that we don't actually know how to use. But luckily for us, we are going to be meeting the owner of the saloon, who is a lot more experienced in this than we are. Tom?
You
How's
made
it going, man?
Yes.
Good to meet you.
The legend's here. Good to see you.
You're the legend, apparently.
Oh.
So, can you just tell me like a history of this place? Like,
Sure. Yeah, so this is the town of Good Springs, which back in the teens, it was one of the largest cities in Nevada. So Good Springs got its big boom, of course, because of the mining.
so I mean, I saw the episode that they did on Ghost Adventures here, and that was you behind the bar.
Yeah.
Right. So I saw a little bit of your story, but just so that we can have it, do you want
Sure.
to tell us a little bit of your experiences here?
My experience, it was probably about 9 years ago. I was getting ready to close up the bar, counted all the money, made sure the doors were locked. But there's a full apparition at the end of the bar that drinks a beer, maybe about that tall, beat up cowboy hat. Yeah. Just by looking at him, you know he's...
And you were looking directly
Directly
at
at
it.
it.
It didn't disappear, or...
We had, I would say eye contact, but that would be impossible. You could tell by just looking at him that he was there, but not there.
Is there anything correlated to the history?
Probably the best documented situation at the bar, there's 3 bullet holes that you can see daylight through all 3 of them. And that's from a card game in 1915, where one of the players was caught cheating, tried to cash out $10, and the dealer ended up shooting him dead there. Ruled a justified homicide. His punishment was to bury him in the cemetery.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. And obviously we're gonna need some of your help with some of the equipment that we're not used to using.
I'm lending you guys the full staff of the Haunted Lockdown tour, and then they're gonna guide you guys through it with all the spirit boxes and all that.
But you're out.
I'll just say good night. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again,
Yeah.
thank you again so
Oh,
much.
I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate
Yeah.
it. Yeah, this should be interesting. All right. So I'm here with Joe and Daryl, and you guys want to explain? I mean, we have a bunch of fun devices here, but you want to explain what you guys do exactly?
Go for it. Yeah, so we're members of the Pioneer Saloon Ghost Team. So basically what we have here is a collection of devices that we use for the lockdowns, and Joe can explain.
A little bit about them, yes.
Yeah.
This right here is one of my favorite devices. It's a spirit box. With this device, we can actually communicate with the spirits and through the white noise of this is just a radio receiver. What we do is we scan it in reverse.
So this is scanning different radio frequencies, and so sometimes we'll pick up words, or on very rare occasions you'll pick up whole sentences, which is pretty cool because you're.
But you have before in the past.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wow. Just to explain, we're not in the saloon right now. This is the
Right.
cafe next to the
Yes.
saloon. So there's not technically anything here, right?
That we've gotten a lot of activity
Here
Yeah,
as well.
I think it's really the whole property.
Well, you were also telling us that electronics, for whatever reason here, mess up. Like we've already had one of our batteries, a couple of them actually, just fully charged when we came here, just dead.
That's sort of typical here at the buy-in here.
Yeah, that's that. A lot of people, a lot of guests have said that, like, oh, my phone died and this and that happened. We're like, that's not surprising.
This is one of the original. It's called a EMF detector. What a lot of people in the paranormal field use. You can measure when the lights go up. Okay, that means that a spirit is close to this.
It's basically measuring energy. So when energy becomes interactive, it's the same with the REM pod. Oh, that's my energy interacting with it.
So the closer something is.
Exactly.
This is the Ovulus 5. This actually has a built-in. That was this. This is speaking now. It said raised and. This will actually, it has a built-in dictionary, and the spirits can actually pick the words that they want to communicate with us through this.
So why did that just happen now, raised and?
I'm not real sure.
Is there ever a time where you feel like it's just, how do you know it's really functioning?
It can be random because it's affected also by the environment. But the goal for us is, like, if we want to try to get one of these to light off, we'll say, "Are you here? Can you make the meter light up?" And try to get a specific reaction to a question.
Now, we do have a lot of prominent spirits here. One of them I'd love to talk about on this side, actually, because ultimately she was murdered right by the second booth over to our left. Her name was Ruby. Ruby was here in the store, the cafe. It was a mercantile store back then. She was alone, and someone came in and they beat her, they raped her, and then she was strangled. And she was left for dead right over to her left.
All right, I mean, that seems like a good place as any to start.
Let's do it. Let's get this party
thank you guys.
started.
Let's do this.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Right as we began to cut cameras and move on to the next part of our investigation, one of the devices unexpectedly began to go off on its own. I mean, it's fine if you.
Now, nobody touched that, as you guys just saw.
Did you guys cut already? I'm good.
You got that?
There
we go. They're doing it again.
Yep. Can you make it go to red?
Oh my gosh. What does that mean, red?
Oh, nothing. We just asked them.
Oh.
Okay, I take it you guys are ready to tell Ruby's story then. Let's do it.
All right. Well, after reviewing this footage carefully with headphones, our audio devices also captured what we thought sounded like a scary ghost
There
moan.
we go. They're doing it again.
from that?
Yep.
Only to later discover that it's actually a familiar noise that our cameraman Greg makes when he's scared.
What is happening right now?
We're in the booth right now where Ruby was murdered. Well, there wasn't a booth. She was on the ground here.
Correct, right? Where we're sitting, her head was a little bit past you, is where she ended up.
Okay, so this is the first, I guess, spot.
Right. So about 10:30 one night, we drive past the cemetery, which y'all saw, and it's pitch black. We parked on the outside, and there's a fence there. So the woman said, should we take photos? And I said, of course, I always take 3. This is what was in the second photo. Is that not amazing? Now, until someone can tell me differently, because I know this girl, and I'm very unsavvy, but
Right.
you can't tell me that is not the same person. That's validation right there.
That's her.
Did we get... Yes.
What is happening right now?
Oh my goodness, this is
Everything
so
is
cute.
going off.
Right, because they love it when Ruby loves it when her story's told.
Okay.
And when I show her photo, they get very excited.
Oh, it's going crazy right now.
Yeah, they're just, I adore these spirits. They're amazing and they're very friendly.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
After these 2 strange occurrences in the cafe next to the saloon, it was time to investigate the saloon itself by sitting at the exact same table that the poker player was murdered at back in 19-something, a long time ago.
Is there anyone here with us right now?
There's lights going on.
Yeah, this is too.
Do you have our audio recorder close to here?
Can you guys say hello to us?
How many spirits are here with us?
see it responding, but we can't hear him.
Something. I heard something.
Ruby, are you here with us? 3.
Can you make his meter light up in front of him?
Thank you. Okay, how many ladies are here with us?
Oh, that was a girl's voice.
Yeah.
After you guys started talking, I'm definitely picking up like more orbs,
Really?
like floating across. Yeah, for sure.
After closer review, we noticed that the flight pattern of those orbs looks similar to that of a bug, but since we're not experienced enough to distinguish between actual orbs and bugs, we can't debunk this one. So for now, we'll just call it debugged.
So now we're in the saloon, it's the other side. So, and we got our bullet holes as we saw. Right
Yep.
Right where the action was.
Who was the man that was shot here?
Paul Koski.
Is Paul here with us right now?
Uh-huh.
Is there anything you want to say, Paul?
Is it?
What was that?
Hello?
Make it,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
maybe a hello.
We continued to try and communicate with Paul for nearly 30 minutes but had little to no response. But because Paul died playing poker, we decided to bring out playing cards in hopes to trigger a response from him when this happened.
Okay, I'm gonna call.
We're gonna get the party started.
Hey Paul, you...
Faint laughing? Women laughing?
Go ahead. Paul, do you think we should call? You should?
Should.
You should?
Call.
Okay.
He said you should. Yeah, it is. But that was the only coherent response we got for the next 20 minutes, so we decided to move on to the next spot that has been frequently reported for having paranormal activity. But right now we're gonna head, ooh, it's, I don't know, it just keeps going red, which supposedly means a lot of activity. We're gonna head to the bathroom because I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but they said that a lot of women say that a lot happens in the women's bathroom, specifically the women's, so I think we should check that out. Alright, so we're going into the women's bathroom. Nothing. This is like less activity than out there. Yeah. Should we try the men's? Yeah, let's check the men. Oh, it's really, yeah, this keeps going red over here. Right, men's bathroom. Oh, it's hot right here. Look, is there someone in here? It smells so bad in here compared to the other one. I think men are just smelly. There's definitely some activity in here. Look, this was never going on. Is someone in the bathroom with me? Oh, it disappeared. It's like right here. It's like right, it's right here.
Right here?
Wait, go higher up. Go higher up. You got a little red.
Oh yeah. That's a tall ass.
Yo, that's a strong red.
Yo.
That's solid red.
That's weird.
Who else is in here?
Ooh, what do we take that?
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
We could.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
What do we do? Put it on the ground
We're
though?
gonna try and, what is this thing?
Basically, to show you the consistency when you go like this. So earlier it was going off on its own, that's why it freaked us out. Hasn't really done it since.
But if it goes off in here,
It would be very freaky. Oh, there's something there.
go higher, go higher.
Okay.
Just
No way, dude!
No, but it was going up higher.
As we continue to investigate the men's bathroom with the REM pod, we also got a coherent response for the very first time from the Ovilus 5, the device that allows spirits to communicate using a select number of words, almost like a modern day Ouija board.
Look area much.
Look, area what?
Oh my god.
What? No way. This may not seem like a big deal, but throughout the entire night, the Ovilus 5 had little to no activity, and even when it did, it gave us words that seemed completely irrelevant. But when it gave us the words look, area, and much, the exact same time that we were looking at an area very muchly, we couldn't pretend that we weren't freaked out. Muchly freaked out.
How is it open?
Hey, go pick it up.
You! This is your show!
Are you still here?
Oh my god!
What's on the other side of this wall?
The only thing that's actually out here
Oh, it's
is the outside bar.
At this exact moment, although our audio equipment could barely capture it, two of our cameramen heard a thump coming from behind them on the other side of the room.
Did you hear that? I 100% heard that.
What was that? What'd you hear?
It was like that, like a door closing or something.
Alright, we just heard something. Where was it? Like on this end, huh?
It almost sounded like a wood. Yeah, like a wood thing.
Maybe even this?
I remember I just went through this door to get the card, the
Yeah.
SD cards, and this door was open. Both of these doors were open.
No, we closed it, no?
Well, when I went in there to go get the SD cards, because the SD cards were on that table over there, both of these doors were open. Because
Really, they were both open.
yeah, for sure.
Are you 100% positive?
I'm like 90, 95.
That's what sounded like wood or something.
It did sound like, yeah.
kind of like something.
Is there like a breeze that usually goes through here that can close these doors?
No.
Maybe try
this
and,
was open?
Try and open it and just see if it'll close on its own.
It was like this?
Yeah, for sure. Because I went in.
I remember we closed it, for the sound though.
Right when you guys were in there.
I went back out, and I remember coming out quick because I didn't want to be in here. So I went like, I didn't like dodge the door or anything.
Somebody close this door over here. Oh, wow, it's peaking right now. Oh, it did for a second.
Really cold.
I know. Dude, whoa.
feel
Look,
that?
look, can you see this? Look at this. Can you see that?
Wow,
Does it show up
you
on
got
camera?
chills. Look
I
at
got
you.
legit chills. He felt the
Wow.
same thing, and then this thing just shot up.
I know, too.
Also,
That
when
was
you
weird.
asked
You
if
guys didn't feel
somebody
that?
closed it, Dana heard yeah.
Yeah.
So that door really was open. Could you move the door again or something? We felt something really cold, and we're assuming that was.
You.
It's not normal. I've never really felt something like that before.
Me.
Someone said me.
A lady's voice.
A lady's voice,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's your name?
What was that?
What'd you hear?
Like something.
Ruben?
Yeah.
Yeah, two
Ruben
syllables.
Something.
Wait, Ruby. Well, that was a woman, wasn't
Oh,
it?
Ruby. Maybe.
It was probably Ruby. Yeah.
I got some.
Yeah, Ruby, are you here, sweetheart? You like these guys, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ruby, did you close the door?
Really wish you guys would move the curtain for us. Can you do that, please? That's probably London. What the hell was that?
The glass.
Yeah.
That's probably London. That's probably London. Probably London.
Maybe Greg.
I think that was Greg, no?
No. But did you just move a glass?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Oh
Greg.
man, come on.
Again, despite all the silliness and jokes with these voiceovers, all the footage and audio that you've just seen and heard is exactly what we captured that night. And whether you're a believer or a skeptic, there are things in this world that we'll never know for sure. Were spirits really trying to communicate with us, or was it some kind of interference? Did we capture actual orbs on camera, or were those just bugs flying around in the dark? Did we really in fact witness a spirit physically closing a full-size wooden door? Or is Greg just a big fat wooden liar? We will never know. All we know for sure is nothing. This is Ryan Tries. Or Ryan Tryin', if we change it, because that's what you guys want me to do. But Ryan Tries for now.
Oh,
Well, hello.
something is going down.
Yeah,
Even those things are going off.
yeah.
All at the same time. Is anyone rolling? Yeah, I got it.
You got
Did
it?
you?
Did you get that?
Is it you don't want us to leave?
That was crazy. Right as we're back.
No.
Right as
No, you don't want us to leave.
What time is breakfast?